Salat comes from the word sila, which means to connect. One of the functions of prayer is that it helps us connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and it helps establish a line of communication between us and Him. But prayer also helps establish other kinds of sila or connections, one of them being the connection between the body and the heart. The Holy Prophet ﷺ says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not accept the prayer of a person whose heart and body are not both present in it. This is extremely important for us because the way that most of us lead our lives is such that the heart and the body are entirely separated. We are one thing in our mosques, entirely different in our homes, in our workplace, in our schools. Prayer is an invitation to collect those pieces, those fragments of yourself, and become whole again by returning to God and aligning the sentiments of your heart with the movements of your limbs, and hopefully extending this alignment beyond just the prayer, but into every other area of our lives. Monotheism or Tawheed is not only to say God is one, but to internalize this monotheism and learn how to become one within ourselves. Prayer helps make us whole again because it reestablishes that connection between the life of the heart and the life of the body. The second sila which prayer helps establish for us is this connection with nature itself. The 5 daily prayers are in accordance with the movement of the sun across the horizon. Fajr, Maghrib, Isha, Dhuhr, Asr, these are all in accordance to the times of day. Now, unfortunately, most of us live in very industrialized cities. When we look outside, we see buildings, cement, cars, pollution. Most nights, we can't even see the stars. And so our gaze towards nature is obscured. We are so out of touch with nature, even though it was the single most sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continuously refers us to awaken our hearts, to contemplate and to ponder. Yet, this neglect of nature, this dissonance from nature is actually a symptom of the neglect of our own souls because both nature and the soul were entrusted to the human being and both were neglected for the sake of worldly affairs and worldly desires. Nature is an extension of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's names. It's a manifestation of His attributes. We go to nature to heal, to awaken, to ponder, to contemplate. And Salat is intended to help us orient with it. 3 of the 5 daily prayers that we pray are in the absence of the sun. 2 is when the sun is visible. This is how our prayers are divided. This is what it means to align with the world by aligning with our prayers. Although unfortunately so many of us are absorbed in our cubicles, in our desks, office spaces, that we barely look to nature anymore. This sila, this connection with nature, which Salat can help us establish, does 2 things for us. First, it connects us with the world of being itself, the world of creation, which helps awaken our soul when sometimes our souls fall into heedlessness, ghafla, sleep. The second thing it does for us is that it helps us become aware of the fact that time is passing. As we see the sun transcend across the horizon, we realize our days are passing. 20, 30, 40 years from now, we will pass away from this life, like the billions before us. Hayya ala al-falah. The Adhan says, hasten towards sowing your seeds, because before you know it, your time is going to be up. Hasten to reconnect with your heart, hasten to reconnect with your soul, with the world of nature, and ultimately with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a quote that I want to end this with. It says, "We lost connection with the earth and sun and moon and stars. And we constructed roofs and walls to meet with God. We traded in our deep, intimate relationship with nature for bricks and mortar. We have left our first love. We search for the divine in books and buildings, unaware that the universe is calling our name through the rustling of the leaves and the timeless moments between darkness and light."